bet I'd watch a show called Quirky View. Something different.
What? Quirky View? What's that called? And I have mastered the art of talking and playing at the same time. And so I try to blurt out, Hurdy Gurdy! And of course it never comes out like that. So they go, what? Hurdy Gurdy!
And is there any idea what that word means, Hurdy Gurdy, how that came about?
No. But people speculate that it was a derogatory term invented by the English for a French instrument.
It's a bowed kind of fiddle. It's when in French it's called vielle à roue, which means fiddle with a wheel.
It is possible to pick up a hurdy-gurdy and play it, but there's a lot of luck involved. Most often than not, it will be out of tune. One of these musician jokes is, how do you tell that a hurdy-gurdy is out of tune? And the answer is the wheels come round.
There's so many little elements involved that you really have to, like there's cotton wound around these strings. And the cotton and the rosined wheel everything needs to be balanced perfectly.
And do you know how to do that yourselves? To balance your own machine? Look after?
You have to, yeah. Otherwise it sounds like somebody violating a cat.
One thing about playing the hurdy-gurdy that you may or may not catch hearing it, and that is you've got this huge resonating box and it's on your lap, and especially this one, but they're all the same way. It fills you up. You feel this drone and you get to make it happen, and it's a very fulfilling feeling.
I'm turning this crank. There is an axle that goes from the crank to the wheel, and that's all there is in this body. It's just the axle, and it's basically an infinite bow. And when I press a key, these little wooden sticks here called tangents, and they fall back down. They invented this great thing called gravity, and it pulls it all back down without springs or anything. It's percussion and accompaniment and melody, all in one thing.
You can play the hurdy-gurdy for any kind of music. It doesn't have to be early music. Led Zeppelin had a hurdy-gurdy player. Arcade Fire has a hurdy-gurdy player. We've played new music and experimental music on the hurdy-gurdy. It's fabulous.
Tom Waits on the hurdy-gurdy.
Tom Waits on the hurdy-gurdy.
All in one thing. It's kind of like a medieval boombox thing.
We met at a hurdy-gurdy party, and there were lots of other hurdy-gurdys, but there was something about Juan and the way he played his hurdy-gurdy that I really liked.
What are the odds of that, though? Meeting in a hurdy-gurdy and hurdy-gurdy couple. I mean, that's pretty rare, right?
I don't know any other hurdy-gurdy couples.
One of the best things about playing this instrument and playing together is just the sound is so full that it feels so good, and we get to make lovely music together.
Women who ride their own motorcycles probably wanted to do that ever since they were little. One of the rules in the club is if we pull next to a car and there's kids in the car, you have to wave at the kids. It's kind of just a rule we do. Because you're impacting that child right then and there, that not everybody is a 1%er. And that you can grow up and ride your own motorcycle. And you can grow up and do whatever you want to do.
Most of us started on the back and graduated
Forward, yeah.
Right.
That was my first lesson on a motorcycle. Dad put it on its side. He said, if you can't pick it up, you can't ride it. But I couldn't touch the ground. I'd have to stop at the curb, but I could pick it up.
So talk to me about having long nails and the thing breaks down.
I do all the maintenance on all my bike, most of it.
You
And
what?
I've wrenched on a lot of bikes, a lot of the girls that broke down and I've wrenched on their bikes alongside the road.
So it doesn't inhibit you.
No.
Yeah, look at these nails.
There was a time when I went into a restaurant and I had all black leathers on and a black bandana and my hair was tied up. And a guy walked over to me and said, "Can I help you, sir?" I didn't like that. So now my biggest joke I get teased about is wearing a pink bandana and usually in the summer bright fluorescent glow-in-the-dark pink nails. I'm a girl.
Okay.
And I think it's very important to me for you to know I'm a girl on my own bike. Male riders at this time seem to like women who ride. That wasn't the way it was when I first started riding, no.
And what's a myth about women who ride bikes?
We're not bad people.
We're not bad people, exactly. People seem to think that we don't have any morals or standards, and we do.
So it's just something you all share, and you get it. But if you don't have it, like me, I can hardly do a bicycle.
We're going to bring you across to the dark side.
And I'll be your water girl.
We're going to bring you to the dark side.
At home, you're a mom and a wife, and you've got a job, you've got this, but when you sit on your bike, it's just you. You have nobody else is talking in your ears, nobody's doing it's just you. And for me, that's what that is.
Nature, freedom.
But I do have to say, riding as a pack is such a great high.
It is.
When you ride by yourself, it still feels great, but when you're riding with a bunch of women that are riding with you,
And you're turning heads, and people are like, wow.
it's awesome. It's just a great feeling.
Just look at those girls. They're bad girls,
The bugs.
The bugs, yes. I beat
Bugs
a
in
few
the teeth. Yeah.
So what's the best part of riding a motorcycle?
Freedom,
Freedom, peace.
relaxation.
The best part of riding a motorcycle? Okay, I'll behave. Freedom, vibration. It just feels good to be in the wind.
Yeah, we try to pack